Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Bryce from BIS Media, and today we're unboxing and reviewing the Panasonic UB420 to see how well it performs and if it's worth your hard-earned dollars. But before we dive into the unboxing and the review, if you've never been to my channel before, I'd like to say welcome. If you like physical media unboxings, digital movie giveaways, tech tutorials, and home theater reviews just like this one, then consider hitting that subscribe button, liking this video, and hitting that notification bell to stay tuned for all my upcoming videos. With that being said, guys, let's get into the unboxing.
All right, guys, here is the outside of the box. It's got all the labels of all the formats that it does accept and play. And then on the far side, you can see what the player looks like. HDR10, 4K, all that good stuff on the side. Serial number if you need to take a look at that. And that's the outside of the box. So let's get this thing opened up here. And this is kind of an odd box. This is a compact design. It only has it where the top itself opens up and there's a little slot where it hides the remote and the power cable itself, which is kind of cool. So opening up here, get these flaps out the way. And first up, we have the little paper manual. So it is nice. They actually do have a physical copy of that. You don't have to look it up online. I know how those can be a tricky thing sometimes. And then the player itself is sheathed in this little plastic foam stuff. And you can see what that looks like here. There it is. Looks beautiful, nice and clean. There's the back of it, and we'll take a look at that a little closer here in a minute. And then opening up this flap, this is where we have the remote itself. A little plastic casing there. And then we also have the power cable and the batteries. And so now with the unboxing out the way, let's take a closer look at the outside of it. So the flap does come down. There's the disc tray. There's a USB 2.0 and the power LED. And then up top, Ultra HD Blu-ray with the open and power button itself. And then on the back of the unit, we have the plug-in for the power, audio out HDMI, video out HDMI, which is going to be both of them combined. That's what most people are going to use. Has the USB 3.0, has the LAN adapter if you will be using an Ethernet port, and then the digital audio out. So it's very simple on the back, nothing too complicated. That being said, guys, let's jump into the review.
Alright guys, that is all the unboxing, so we're not going to waste any time and we're going to jump straight into the pros and cons. So the first pro is going to have to be the simple and easy setup. So it honestly takes, once you get it out of the box anyways, maybe 5 minutes max to get this player set up. It's nothing too complicated. You don't have to dive into any deep features with this Blu-ray player. All you really need to do is just plug and play. Has a couple of easy setup menus to kind of get you started. And then I can see it maybe taking 10 minutes. If you don't remember your Wi-Fi password, that might become an issue. Other than that, it really doesn't take long at all. And once you do have everything plugged in and you've gotten through all the easy setup, to actually play a Blu-ray or a 4K disc in this player is also really easy. All you need to do is either walk up to it and press the power button on top or the power button on your remote. Wait for the red light to turn on showing you that the player is on. Go ahead and press the open button either on the player itself or the remote. Pop in the disc. Easy as that. So it's super simple. You don't have to be a tech whiz to be able to use this. And I think it's just a really great 4K player, especially if you're just starting out. Second pro is going to have to be quick loading. So quick loading is really going to depend on the disc itself. From what I've tested, whether it be a DVD, Blu-ray, or a 4K disc, it only took maybe 16 to 20 seconds tops to load it up. Now, if it is a disc that is going to have a lot of information, maybe like Avatar 2, or I could see maybe Titanic, something like that, a longer movie, it might take a little bit longer to load it up. But from what I've tested, that's the max length that it's actually taken to load up and get to, the beginning of the commercials or anything on the disc. So it really shouldn't take too long. It does have pretty quick loading time. So definitely the second pro. Third pro is going to have to be Playable Formats. I'm going to have all the formats on the screen because I don't remember every single one of them. But of course, it's going to play DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, DVD-R, CDR, I'm sure there's some others. 3D Blu-ray, of course. Absolutely miss 3D Blu-ray. I've said this in other reviews. I wish they still made 3D TVs. I had one of the 3D OLEDs, and that was honestly the best 3D I'd ever seen on a TV before. Way better than theaters, and absolutely miss it. So if you're one of those lucky people that still has a 3D TV, then you can still play this disc with this player. Fourth pro is going to have to be it being wallet friendly. So wallet friendly on this one, it's going to be maybe $220 to about $250, just depending on when you buy this Blu-ray player. So it's going to be mid-tier level. If you bump up to the UB820 like I have, that's going to cost around $400 to $500. So it's definitely going to make more of a dent in your wallet. And if you move all the way up to the big brother of this chain, that's going to be all the way up to the UB9000, and that is around $900 to $1,000 for that Blu-ray player. So this depends on how much you want to pay, and I will say that this is still a great player for all the features it does have to offer. And so only paying $220 to $250 is definitely not a bad deal at all. All right, guys, so that is the 4 pros. Let's now jump into the 4 cons of this player. So my first con is going to have to be the build and design of this player. Just the design of it doesn't have a screen on it, which is a big no-no for me. I just do not like it if it doesn't have some kind of digital readout, because I like to be able to see what chapter is on, how long the movie has been playing for. I like to be able to see those kind of things. This, all it has is just a red light showing that it's on. So, I mean, I guess if you're a Terminator fan like myself, then maybe that red can resemble a Terminator eye. I don't know. I guess that's kind of cool in a way. And then the design of it, it just feels really flimsy. It's very small and compact, which is good if you only have small spaces. But it just feels really flimsy in the hand, like the door flap that comes down. It feels really, really cheap. So, it's kind of hit or miss with that. It just kind of depends on what you like and what kind of space you have. The second con on this is going to have to be that it does not have Dolby Vision. Now, I know not everyone cares about this, but this is the main reason why I actually did not purchase this for my own home theater. Dolby Vision, by far, to me anyways, is going to be the best picture you can absolutely get with any kind of 4K disc. And then not having that was just a no for me. And if you have a Samsung, maybe QLED or some kind of other Samsung TV, or you just don't care about Dolby Vision, then this might work perfectly for you. But for me, I wanted the Dolby Vision. That's a big deal to me. And so not having Dolby Vision was a big no-no. And I'm sure that's also playing a cause in the price itself. And that's why it is a little bit cheaper. Third con is going to have to be the OEM remote. And I've talked about this in my review for the UB820. It does use the exact same remote as the UB820. And the remote itself, they could have did a little bit better. It's not backlit by any means. The buttons feel really gummy, so if you press them in, they kind of feel like they just stick down. They don't instantly just bring back up like they should, in my opinion. A lot of people complain about this too, the Netflix button being right above the arrow up. And so that's a big issue, because if you press it on accident, because you can't see in the dark, of course, because it's not lit or anything. If you press on that and you're watching a disc, it will instantly go to the Netflix menu. You get stuck in that for at least 10 to 20 seconds, and then you have to back all the way out, get back to the disc, and it's just a big hassle. And so I'm not sure why they made it like that. But I do have a review or a video, I should say, on how you can upgrade your remote to the UB9000. And you can do that, and I believe it's only about $15 to $20 to still get that remote on Amazon. So I'll have that in the right of this video, so that way you can click on that link and check out and get that remote yourself. The fourth con is going to have to be the network features. And I've touched on this also with the UB820. And the network features, I believe on 420, this player, the UB820 and the UB9000 all share the same interface. And so the network features on this one as well are just abysmal to me. I mean, it has a couple of different apps you can choose from. It's got Amazon Prime. It does have Netflix, and honestly, just the interface itself just looks like it came out of the early 2000s, and they just forgot to update it with the rest of the player. So, I mean, I know not everyone's going to be using this player for the network features by far, just because this is a 4K player, and I'm sure just about everyone has a smart TV that you might want to use. But still, I feel like they should have done a little bit better with it. They could have added more features. They could have updated the way the interface looks. It just looks severely outdated, and it's just very slow. And I just think it's a big eyesore. And honestly, they just could have put a little bit more effort into it, just because it looks so old and outdated and it doesn't work as well as it should by far. But if you're in a pinch and you still need to watch Netflix, Amazon Prime, then you will be able to do that. And I will be having a later video going in depth on the network features on the Panasonic models and why it's just a big no-no and how they could have done a lot better. All right, guys, with that being said, that is all the pros and cons of the Panasonic UB420. Let me know down in the comments, will you be buying this player? Will you be adding this to your home theater? Will you be getting this because you don't even have a 4K player and you just want to kind of get into the game? Let me know down in the comments, guys. Make sure you like this video to get this video out to more people so they can see this review as well. Leave me a comment once again, and make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for my next videos. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.